Hey everyone, and welcome to Brick Talk TV. Welcome to a Saturday stream, unusually for us this weekend, as we're off tomorrow. We're also not streaming next weekend, so be aware of that, and our next stream will be the week after next weekend, where we'll be picking up with Optimus Prime builds. So hopefully Optimus Prime will fit into the camera view and you won't just see part of the set as you're seeing with this large Loop Rollercoaster. I'll be putting a vote as well on the community channel, hopefully maybe tomorrow or today, around what we should stream next. We've got quite a few sets hopefully delivering over the next few weeks, and I might change the schedule up based on what we've got for August, because we've got the retro bowling alley from the Bricklink designer program arriving today, and we've also got the Venetian buildings turning up as well, probably on Monday. And then I'm going to try and grab hold of a copy of the Lion Castle, the Sanctum Centaurium, and the Benny spaceship that's coming out as well. So I'll put those up for a vote and see which one you'd like to stream after Optimus Prime. If you join me for the other two streams for this roller coaster, then you've seen us so far get up to the end of bag 12. I left us last weekend when we were about to build the chains. I have built those chains offline just to save us the boredom of connecting them. There's actually 222 chain pieces connected on this chain, and then there's a slightly larger chain, and there's 33 there connected, but I've done those in advance. So we're going to hook them up today to this large column which we built last week as well, which is going to go in the front of our roller coaster and act as the lift mechanism that's going to raise up our roller coaster train. So by the end of today's stream we would have finished all of the bags. There's 15 sets of bags in total, so we'll start on bag 13 in a moment, and then we'll try and motorise it as well. So I've got both the motor there, which you can get hold of as well, and this is motor A8013, and then we've also got the battery pack as well, which we're going to be hooking up today. So hopefully we'll see it also automated as we go through and see what the effect is, which will be fun. So we'll do that towards the end of the stream. So let me see if I can try and squeeze all of this into view for you today through various camera angles. We're going to start by running the chain on this piece here, so I'll probably go to the wide camera angle to kick us off. Morning Brandon, welcome to the stream. Weather's a bit warm today, not as warm as it has been though, but it's warm enough. So here we are on a slightly wider angle. So we built this last week. This has got some cogs at the end and at the top here, and what we've got to do now is first off we have to pass this larger chain piece here, of which there's 33 pieces, into one end of our cog here where we've got the red piece. Maybe if I go into the zoomed mode you might see it slightly better for now. So yeah, we've got this chain here which is slightly thicker, and I think we saw this in the ghost house drop as well. We just need to feed it through this cog at the end here, so just put in the red axle through there. Once that's connected there, we get our thinner chain, which we're also familiar with from the classic coaster that was out before. And I've got the wrong end, of course. We need to attach that to this chain and run this the other end, and then connect them up all together when we flip it over. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but always seems to be the worst part of the roller coasters are these chains, I feel. Right, so we've connected that now down there. We're going to run it the full length, so it's going to be exposed on the outside of this nicely coloured column we built, and then we've got to pass it over this cog we've got the other ends. Just see if I can feed it through. I'm also looking forward that the Leicester Square store is opening, not next week but the week after, and I've managed to bag myself employee preview tickets, so I'm going to go in there before the public does. So maybe I'll try and get some snaps of what the new models are going to be like. So our new sort of redone of our flagship store in the UK with our new retail operating model. So just passing this chain through the cogs now, down that end, pulled it too far the other end, so it's come out this end. So I'm just going to run that through. So now we've passed that through the whole length of one side. If I flip this over now, I'm just going to connect the other end of the chain up, just like that. So that's all connected now, just there. Ooh, let me see if I can try and get it in the camera. Where is the camera? Losing you. So we've got all the way, there's the connection on that side, connection on this side, and we've got it running the full length of this piece. Now there's a bit of tension there, and that's the end of that bag. Now it does say we need to now position this onto our roller coaster at the front, so come some manoeuvres again. Go to the wide camera for you. Get the instruction book out of the way. And I'll carefully, he says, try to carefully, he says, no room. So this is going to now go here in front of this column like so. And it's going to stick into, hopefully going to stick into anyway, stick into there, and at the top, which I'll have to stand up for, or maybe I can angle this for you so you can see a little bit better. It's going to stick into this top studs here that we stuck on. He says it's going to stick in there, but it doesn't seem like it wants to. Imagine it just stands on the bottom studs, but it doesn't seem. So we're going to connect there. Maybe there's something else we'll build after we put the. So I'm just going to leave that there, precariously put. I'll just angle you back down now. what we're going to build is the lift that's going to take the car up next. So let's see if we can zoom out. Right, so bag 13 then. We're going to build the actual lift part. Let me just angle these cameras. So I've got some camera work today because I'm playing with some tricky space constraints. Brandon, the prices for Lego sets are going up around the world because of the cost of raw materials and energy, basically. It takes a lot of energy, as you can appreciate, to make the to melt the plastic and to mould the plastic. So there's an extra overhead there, and then the cost of raw materials like the plastic beads or the pellets they use are going up as well because of the price of oil. And so Lego have had to rise the prices of some of the sets just to compensate. And I'm sure you'll see that lots of other companies are also rising their prices for similar reasons. It's unfortunate, but sadly it's the world we live in at the moment. So we start with a 1x2 and we stick a Technic 1x1 round with a hole in there. Then we're going to stick a 1x2 Technic brick with a pin on it just on the side here, and then into the bottom of that we've got a single upward facing bracket piece. As I said, this is going to be the lift mechanism that we're going to put down that column now that we've created with the chain. Then once we've got that, we get another 1x2 black with a Technic pin facing the other way, and that goes on top, and then we'll stick another 1x2 plate on top of that like this, and then coming off of here we're going to put a 1x6 plate coming off like that. Then at the other end we're going to get an upward facing bracket and another 1x2 with one of these pins on. Just stick that together in there. That then just pushes into the end like that as well. Then on top here we're going to stick a navy 1x2 brick, and then down this side we'll put a 1x1 brick with a Technic hole in it. We've got one here with a pin that's already inside. Just goes on that side like this. Then onto these Technic pins that we've got sticking out here, we're going to stick two wheel pieces like this. One on there, another one there. Then we're going to stick another Technic 1x1 with a hole on this side. And on this side we've got a 2x2, 4, 6, 8, 10, a 2x10 brick that's going to come off that side like this. Then put that to the side. Now we're going to build, I think, the same thing but for the other side of the lift mechanism. So we start with a 1x2 plate, and we'll stick another 1x1 Technic brick with a hole in. We'll do another 1x2 with a Technic pin next to that facing that way, and we'll stick another one of those upward facing bracket pieces into the bottom of the overlap like that. Then we've got another 1x2 brick with the pin on again, just to go on this side. That's capped off with a 1x2 plate. Then we've got our 1x6 plate again coming off of that, and same thing again, we get an upward facing 2x2 bracket in blue, and we stick that into a 1x2 with a Technic pin that sticks into the bottom of our 1x6. Then we'll stick a normal 1x2 navy brick on top of the bracket this side, and another 1x1 with a tenon hole on the other. Then we'll stick some more wheels onto these tenon pins on this side, and then we'll stick a 1x1 tenon brick on this 1x2 here. Now we bring back in what we built a minute ago with the 2x10 or 12, was it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we just stick that onto the other side to make something that looks like this. Next up, we get another 1x1 tenon brick with a hole in the middle. We'll stick a 5 length pin just straight through that, and then we'll stick one of these spacer connector pieces all the way down to the end to secure it into place. Then we have a large wheel here, slides all the way on. A larger red spacer goes on next with another wheel after that. Then we'll do a white stopper again, and we'll stick a 1x1 tenon brick all the way around. So that goes in first. We need 2 of these, and that's going to stick onto the 1x1 bricks and the 1x2 brick we've already got there. So it forms on there, and now we'll do the same to fill in this gap on this side. So let's repeat that again. 1x1 rounds, 5 length pin goes through that. Got our stopper here, all the way through. Then we've got our wheel. Ooh, but our wheel goes on. Larger spacer and another wheel. Oh, ooh. Can hear, but I can't see it. Another one of these white smaller stoppers go on, and then we'll stick another 1x1 tenon brick onto the end of that, and we'll do the same again. Ooh. If I break it, ooh, everything's running away. And I'll bring this back in again, and this is going to go on this side this time. So there we've got that working like this. Still quite flimsy at the moment. What we'll do then is we'll get a 1x3 goes across there, and we'll do the same on the other side. Another 1x3 on this side. We'll add a 1x2 just there. Same on this side again. Put that to the side a moment. Then we get a 5 length axle piece here. That's going to go into a yellow connector piece like that, and we'll stick another 1 in 5 length axle piece into the other end to make a longer piece here. Either side of that we've got these red wheels that just go on up to there, and then we've got our Technic white cylinder goes on the other side after that, all the way through. That aligns into a Technic brick here, 1x8 into the second hole, and we do the same on the other side with a Technic brick, and that's going to go across. Bring this back in. That's going to go across the top here now on that 1x3 and 1x2 which we just stuck on onto there like that. So that's all spin round now. Then while we're here, we're going to stick some Technic pins into this Technic brick we've just added. So 1 into there, first hole, and 1 on the other side. Ooh, into the first hole. Does that as I just snap it off. As I say, it's quite flimsy at the moment, this structure. So don't be as heavy handed as me when you're building it. of there. Now what we're going to do is across here we're going to stick some panel pieces. So we've got these panel pieces here in navy again, and we've got 4 of those, and we're going to stick some stickers on here as well. So let's get all 4 of these. There's the last one. There it is. And then on this side we've got some stars to stick on. So if you remember our sticker sheet, we've got these stars here. They're going to go onto this panel piece. Something like that. And then that's just going to go in front of these cogs along here. So let's just do the other 3. Another one. And another one. And then our last one. On there, stick that into the front, and then we have something that looks like this. Next up we get some longer tan coloured pins here, and we're going to get another grey wheel, and we're going to pass that all the way through. That then connects on the furthest Technic pin hole on that black piece there. We do the same on the other side. The pin all the way through, stick that onto the opposite side. So now we've got these wheels on top here as well. Then on this side again we're going to put some 1x3s and some 1x2s in navy. So 1x3 goes there, 1x2 goes above that wheel. So repeat that same thing on the other side. A 1x2. And there's the 1x3. There it is. Just add that onto the side to build the side up. Add a bit more height again as well. This time we're going to put a corner brick, a 2x2 corner brick in blue either each side here. And then next to that we're going to put a 1x2 each side, there and there, and then another 1x1 Technic brick with a hole in it just on this side here and here. So just building this up a bit further. Then in the middle here at the top we're going to put a 1x2 with one of these bar pieces going across. It's going to go in there. And what we're going to do is in this box here we have got a long piece of string or rope, which I need to undo. It's going to be quite a long piece of string here. I say string, it's kind of more like cord really, and you need to. Let's take this grey brick off, because what we need to do is pass it through this bar here, and we need to tie it on in a knot. Not sure what kind of knot, but we'll go with a couple of over and unders. Not sure how good that'll be with this type of material, but we'll try it and see. So we've just tied that onto there this time. Let's put that back into position, and the string's going to hang over this side at the moment. And in fact what we do is we put a large plate across the full length of that, and we put a 1x8 tile on top, and then the string comes over like that, so we end up with something like this. So that's done. Now we're going to add some more cogs and wheels. So we get another 1x1 with a Technic hole in it. We'll stick another 5-length pin through that. Now we're going to build more of what we built earlier actually. So we're going to put a stopper in here, followed by a wheel. Then we've got another red stopper piece, put another wheel in. Got a white stopper end and another 1x1 Technic brick here. It's going to go into the gap we've already got on that side. We need to do the same again. I need this white piece this time. Brandon, there was a brick separator included in this set, standard orange one. That wheel through, then we've got another red separator, then one more wheel goes on there, another white separator piece, and another 1x1 Technic brick that goes on the other side. So now we've got two sets of wheels on each side there. Then just on top we're going to stick some 1x2 plates in yellow, dark orange on each side here, and one more just on there, and then on this side we've actually got two downward facing bracket pieces that go on top of those yellow pieces. So on this side we've got something like this. And then while we're on this side, we've got one of these curved pieces here that's just going to go on the ends, and a 1x1 tile then, just to smooth that over. You stick a 1x2 grill piece on the other bracket at the back, just on there, and then down here where we've got the brackets we stick this 1x8, is it 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1x10 plate either side. It goes there and there, and then we add some more, add a grill piece just on that one, on this side, and then one more down here. Then we flip round to our other side. Again we do some downward facing brackets at the top, and we kind of just repeat the process of what we've just done here and here. And we put our curved piece on the front. We've got a 1x1 tile behind that, just to smooth this bit over here. And we've got our 1x2, 1x10 plates. One goes down there, another one down there. Stick a 1x2 grill on top here, on there, down the bottom here, and one more on there. Next up we get two lift arm pieces, 11 length pieces. So we've got two of those. We get two of these grey pieces here. And what we're going to do is, in these grey pieces, we're going to stick 3 length yellow axles into the holes, just like that. It goes through the bottom hole, this one and the other one, and then on the other side we're going to stick another grey piece in like this. We do that twice for the other side too. Put that in there, and then these are going to clip with these Technic pins that we've already got here into that side like this, and we do the same on the other side. It goes down like that, so our lift is kind of looking like this so far. Then we get a longer 15 length lift arm piece. Down this end we're going to stick a longer Technic pin, so all the way through like that. Then we've got the standard black ones, pins that is, go in, just miss one there, stick one in hole from the ends, miss a hole and stick another one in, like this, and that then is going to stick into these grey pieces which we've already put in position. So our Technic pins should, they do, line up there, and then I'll just struggle to push these in the holes. So that sticks in across the bottom like that. You notice we have like a slight one stud overhang here from the end, which is in the instructions. You do need to make sure the string is over that as well, so it's not going behind, just rolling that over. Then I'll just put that to the side a moment, and we'll build a new thing here. So we get a 2x3 plate in grey. We're going to stick some 1x1s with the thick ring, as it's called, on the end here and on the other side. So we've got something like this. Then we stick a 1x4 Technic brick with the 3 holes and a standard 1x4 navy brick or dark blue brick onto it there. Then we'll get this long plate here, this 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 2x16. Connect that to the 2 studs that are overhanging there. Then we've got a 2x3, another 2x3, another 2x3 brick goes in there, then another 1x4 Technic brick with the holes on the same side, standard 1x4, and we end this with a normal 1x2 brick. So we've got something like that. We're then going to cover the top with these jumper tiles, 1x3 with 2 studs on top. So we run these the full length of this top area. And the last ones, and then we're going to stick a 1x2 with the cross hole just into the end of that area there, so you've got something at the end like that, and then we put all of those jumpers up there. Then in the next step we're going to get 2 of these Technic pins with the studs on the ends, 2 of those in white, just go into this Technic brick down here, and then one of these pieces here just connects into the other one at this end, like that. Then we get one of these cylinder pieces like that, and we'll stick another one of these Technic pins in with a stud, then stick a 3 length rod into that, then have one of these pieces that we stick in next. Then we repeat the process. Stick that in the other end. you end up with something like this. That then comes into the front here and just goes into those thick rings that we stuck on earlier. Push that down the end for this kind of effect. Then we've got 6 3x3 blue plates, and they go onto these jumper plates all the way up by the look of it. So there's a slight overhang, and then at the top we've got a 1x3 just to finish off all of that. So you can see from this side it's all these blue plates are sort of overhanging a little bit. Then down the middle we stick a 1x8 navy tile, a 1x3 tile in there, and another 1x8 tile down there. Connect all of that together, and then either side of that, this is going to be flanked with these 1x4 panel pieces. So there's 8 of these to go up. We'll have 4 of these longer ones on each side. And then finish off with a 1x3 down the top. So now we've got this piece here, you can see the grooves that it all runs down. Then we'll get one of these Technic pins here with the cross connections, and we'll get one of these 1x2 with the 2 cross holes in. Stick those 2 together, and then into the bottom we'll stick another one of these Technic pins. We end up with a piece like this. That connects into this spare Technic hole down here like that. And this is going to be the end of this bag. So we're going to connect what we've just built now to the other mechanism. Just drop that rod piece. So if we bring back in what we built earlier, again this string needs to be over that, and then this is going to connect in, this Technic pin here is going to then connect in to this 15 length lift arm that we had. So you can see there's a slight slope, which is how the roller coaster is going to slope off this sort of mechanism as well. So that's that now. That's going to slide, hopefully. It's going to go down the front here. I'll change the camera to the wider angle, and we're going to add it to the top of our roller coaster here somehow. Let me see if I can work this up. So I'm going to have to bring this forward slightly, and it goes down here somehow. Just like that. So there's the lift is in position there. Of course there's nothing stopping it at the moment, so it's just going to fall down, but when the mechanism is working it's going to come up this chain like this. It's going to hit this top piece here, and it's going to be able to slide off. And of course this column here is stopping it from moving until it gets to this point, and then the column's not there, and then the coaster can move down. So I'm just going to run this down the length now. And of course it catches on the chain when we got to the wider chain down here, it got caught, so it's going to be pulled up by that. It's the same as the ghost house mechanism. So that's the end of bag 13. We're going to go on to bag 14 now, and we're going to add some more track as well, because we need to do the front section here, and this is actually where the people are going to get onto the roller coaster, so we also have to build all of that stuff. So put this string out the way, try and zoom in. We'll try and build bag 14. Slide this back a little bit. Got to be really careful with that column because it's not in place yet. So bag 14 then. As I said, there's only 15 bags, so we're not far. And we do need some more track as well here. So we've got, I think, our last straight piece of track needs to go in, and we have our last piece. I think it's normal curved track as well that needs to go in. We've still got some more track in the box, but we don't need those yet. So let's make some more room for myself. There's 3 bags this time in this set, so it needs a bit more room. I feel like I need a bigger desk. If these sets keep getting big, I'm going to need to get a bigger desk. Again, got quite a few Technic bits in this section, so we're going to be building some more parts fit to lift up, I guess. So, first off, we start with a 2x3 plate here. We're going to stick a 2x2 corner brick like this. Then we're going to stick a 1x2 normal brick, that's a fine one, in blue. No, that's a slope one. It's going to go off from that in there, and we connect another 2x3 onto that 1x2 that's overhung. Then we do another corner brick, goes next to that, so we've got this sort of T shape coming along here, and then in the 2 studs either side we stick another inverted 2x2 upward sloping brick. So we've got something like this. Then on top of this we're going to stick a 1x4 orange tile. We've then got a 1x6 light bluish grey plate, and then a 1x4 azure plate as well. It's quite colourful. Off that, on these navy studs that are still showing, we've got one of these downward loop 1x2 pieces. There's 2 of those, goes on each end like this. Then we stick a 2x6 across all of that just to secure it up. And on our downward loop facing pieces we're going to stick a 1x1 tile onto each side like this. Then in the middle here we're going to stick a 1x4 Technic brick with the holes. We're going to stick 2 of those together in the middle, and they're going to be flanked by some normal 1x2 navy bricks here and over here, like that. Then we're going to repeat the process on this level again now. So by that I mean we're going to stick a 1x4 azure plate and a 1x6 light bluish grey plate, and then we've got our loop, downward facing 1x2 loop pieces again. We're going to go in the gap, something like this. Then we're going to stick some tiles. So we stick a 2x2 navy tile there. Then we've got one of our cutaway tiles in mid azure there, and then medium blue on top. And then again we flank with a 2x2 navy tile there. So it's following the pattern of that large column that we built last week. And then on these loop pieces here, we're going to stick a navy 1x1 this time instead of a grey. Goes there and there. And then we've got 4 longer Technic pins in black. I'm going to stick those part way through those 4 looped pieces that we've got on each side. Goes there and there like this. And now this is actually going to go into the top of the coaster to fix the mechanism which I put up earlier to the actual main tower. So we'll go to the wide, see if we can try and do this. Put that up to the top. Now we put the lift on. We need to stick this onto the top here just to fix it into position. There's 2 pins that stick out there which are going to go into these Technic holes, hopefully. Or maybe not. Actually, it looks like it goes in. Goes in the top. It's getting taller. Like this, I see. So it actually goes in that way. And then we can attach that to this grey piece here. There we go. So now that's, move it over a little bit because it's a little bit of tension there. Now that's positioned together, so this doesn't move now. So it's stuck into the bottom and it's stuck at the top here, and there's some pins here where we're going to be able to attach something else in a moment from the mechanism. So let's just go back to the zoom mode because we're going to be building so we start with a 13 length lift arm this time. We're going to stick a Technic pin with a stud in the end into the hole there, and we've got a normal Technic pin going in there, and another one in the 4th hole from the end there. We'll then stick Technic cylinder onto those. And there's one, there's the other one. These cylinders roll around everywhere. There it is, hiding underneath the plant. So that goes on top of the other pin, so we end up with stuff like that. And we'll stick another Technic pin into the end of each of those. And there, one there. Put that back a little bit. So we've got Technic pins in there. Then we're going to get a large wheel again and a 4-length axle. We're going to pass it through the wheel, probably with equal overhang like this. So we need to do 2 of those. So one, let's do another one. They'll stick into each end like that. Then we'll stick another lift arm into our Technic pins into our rods to keep it into position. So that's now in position there, and we'll stick another Technic pin with a stud on the end. These are ready to roll. Now we're going to put this at the top of what we've just built, so let's go back to the wide view again. We are going to have to come over a little bit more because this is going to go across here somehow, and it connects. Where does it connect? Oh, it's my bad. Just realised I stuck the first wheel in the wrong position. Should be the first hole. So it doesn't fit properly. It's a bit better. Just had to move this one down a little bit, so this should fit better now, he says. And then we can push these black pins in now, hopefully. So that's now in position. We've got a wheel that can spin at the top, and there's also a wheel at the back that can spin. Go back to the zoom mode. Next up, I'm running out of space. No, this set's too big. What's the matter with these people at work? Got too much space on their hands. Right, so we start with one of these plates this time. Oh, I hope that's alright. Visions of this thing collapsing. So we've got a 6x8 plate this time in black. We flip it over upside down, and we're going to stick 2x4 plates into the bottom on both sides, here and here, like that. So we have overhang on here of 4 studs on each side, and we're going to add another one of these 6x8 plates to it, and then we'll add another 2x4 either side there then. Then we're going to add a 1x12 in black on those 2x4 bricks on both sides. There's 4 of these going in. Just make this a bit thicker, and we're still going again, so then 6 2x4s go on top of that as well. Then we're going to do a 1x12, which is going to go on the inner stud on each side. So we've got this shape forming here, and then running along all of this, we're going to get 12 of these inverted 2x2 curved pieces, and we're going to run them just along here. So there's 6 on that side. Now we'll do the same on the other side, so another 6. And one more. There it is. So you can see the shape we're forming here now. We've got all these slopes on this side here, and a gap in the middle. Then we put that to the side, and next up we get a roller coaster cart here. And on this end we're going to stick 2 1x1s with the thick rings on. There's one. There's the other one, so they go next to each other just there at the front. Behind that we'll stick a 1x2 plate, and then we'll attach the other cart here, just like this. Flip that over, then we're going to add the wheels into the bottom here. I realised this had another cart. I thought there was only one cart on this coaster, so there's another set of wheels in there. Interesting. Then we take this and we're going to connect this into the middle part here with the fat rings over there, hanging over. So that's going on there. Hey Lego OTS, welcome to the stream. Ooh. Should you start sorting the Lego before you start building your city? That's a personal choice, I think. It's up to you. I like to sort mine so I know what bits I've got in case I need to order extra parts. So I usually, as you can see on my videos, I use Studio quite a lot to mock up what I'm thinking, and then I use the parts list from there. So I'm a bit more methodical than kind of just putting a pile of bricks on the table and just building stuff for my city. So I think it just depends on your personal preference if you want to sort the bricks before or not. I would, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. It just depends how you like to build. If you're a free range builder and you just like to go for it, then probably not. Just leave the bricks mixed up and sort through it. But if you don't like sorting through bricks and you like to just build while you've got things in your head and you just want to do them, then I would sort them first. That's my advice. Maybe others on the chat can also advise, or in comments below if they watch it afterwards. How would you go about building your Lego city if you had a pile of bricks? Would you sort them first, or would you just build from the piles? So now we've added these bricks on top here. We're going to put that to the side, and we're going to get this wheel piece here, and we're going to pass through another string piece. So let's open this box up. That's not a string. Oh, it's the same string. That's a rubber band. Let's hold that thought. We actually pass through this string we've already got. So there's a little hole in the middle here which we pass through this string, and then again it wants us to tie a knot into this. I hope these knots are going to work. If these knots come undone, I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to re-tie these knots, but they don't give too much guidance on what knot to tie. So I've just tied that through the other end of this string that's been hanging around for a while. We're then going to pass through a 6 length rod. So one of these goes through like this. In either end we're going to stick this cog in this side and then the other side. So now we've put some cogs either side. Yeah, Lego, I think the sorting the bricks first is probably less of a headache in my experience anyway. But I just don't like chaos of bricks. My OCD goes a bit funny with it. So then we're going to get some curved bricks here and stick in an upward looped piece. We're going to do that twice. In here. And then that's going to go onto each end of our cog. And that's going to go onto these two, always these funny shaped pieces which I never know the names of, 2x2 pieces here. So we just push that on like that, and then through the O-ring down here we're actually going to feed the string through, funny enough. So we push past that through the gap, so it's going straight down, and then we're going to stick a little 3 length rod in red through those O-ring thick ring pieces. Keeps the string in place there now. Then we're going to put that to the side, and we're going to get one of these connector pieces, and we're going to stick in a 4 length axle piece into there, and then a Technic pin with a cross connection into there. We've then got these rubber pieces which we use quite a lot actually, I think, in the ghost house. So we're just going to feed 2 of those along the rod. 1 There's the other one. Probably right in front of me, it is. So stick 2 of those along that rod piece here, like so. Then we'll stick another one of these connector pieces and stick another same pin into the other end of it like this. Then put that down again, get a full length rod. We'll stick that in again into that piece connection there. And we've got our cross connection, and our Technic pin goes into the ends, and we'll stick a cylinder piece onto the end of that Technic pin like this, and then we're actually going to get our piece we just built and pass that new rod through the other side of these rubber pieces all the way across. So we've got something like this formed now. Then to finish off the other side, we get another one of these pieces, stick another cross-ended Technic pin into the ends with another cylinder separator piece, if I can see it. There it is, that goes into the end. And bringing back in this piece here, where we've got this red rod sticking through here, we just finish that off by adding that in there. Meanwhile on this side we've got the Technic pins sticking out. We get another 1x2 with these loops on. We stick one on one side, one on the other. And then we do it again. Really cover those pins up. So they're in position there. Then we get a 2x3 tile. We're going to stick a 1x2 plate just in the bottom of it there, so you've got a bit of overhang. And then we're going to stick that tile on those loop pieces like that. So then the 1x2 is just on the inside there. With that in place, we bring back in what we built earlier, and we actually rest these pieces onto the cogs here. Stick this right down, so it's going to act as like a dampener for the cogs as they turn around. You can hit clicking, so it's going to constantly push down there. It's interesting. I wonder if that's likely to pop off at some stage. We shall see. Meanwhile, we're going to continue on top here. We've got some more of these 2x4 sloped pieces. Just going to add them either side. And then on the inside, we've got some 1x4 azure colour plates. Then we get 4 2x4 plates. Stick one on top of that to make that L shape. Stick another one underneath, and then cover those up on top. So you've kind of got a 4x4 with 2 layers, and that's just going to go on top of those azure coloured plates that we stuck on. So we end up with that. So now we've got that, I need to figure out where it's going to go. Okay, so we've got to feed this string now all the way up to the top to where we've got those wheels that we put on. So we'll run this string up here. And straight up, it's going to feed into our wheel at the top, and then to the back wheel as well. So I might just need to slide this set forward again, come into the back wheel, and we attach it to the back. And actually, if you remember at the back, we've actually got a roller coaster track here, and that's the counterweight that's going to run up and down of the lift, which is quite clever. I think that's what it's going to do anyway. So then what we've got to do is we've just got to I'm just winding up that string now. As I said, that rubber piece causes that to click, so you can probably hear it clicking as I turn it. And then as I'm making that tighter, it's of course moving up the roller coaster track at the back here. And we need to keep winding it up so it gets to the top. So it works as a better counterbalance then, because the obviously our roller coaster is at the bottom and our weight needs to be at the top, so it can pull it up and go back down when it needs to. Know what the margin of error is in terms of how much of the cord you would use to tie the knot up with, or if you had to cut it at some point because you've messed it up. But it's about there now, so you can see the weights there and that's in position. So let's go back into the zoom mode again. Now that's in position. Try and slide that back a bit more. We start with one of these pieces here, and we're going to stick a Technic pin into the top, and then we've got our cross Technic longer pins that can go in on the other end here of this piece. Then we'll put a separator on one side here, and we've got an L shape lift arm piece. It's going to slide on that red piece there, upward facing here, and then we're going to add a Technic pin onto this first hole there, and then another one just after that red pin go in there. That is then going to clip into our model. I'll see if I can try and show it to you. It might be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's going to clip in that L shape into here. We've got some Technic holes already. Oh, hold up, that's going to go onto this one, sorry. So that goes on there. And then there's another one which I didn't see that we have to make, which is just a normal L shape. Well, you're there, and we're going to stick two Technic pins, one into the ends. We'll leave a hole, stick another one in. It's this one, and that's actually going to be the one that goes into this end, like that. So that's just put into there. Slide this back out the way, kind of, and then next thing is we've got one of these pieces here that move in different directions. Just make sure I get the line up right for that. We're going to stick a 2-length axle into one end there. We've then got a white connector piece that goes into the end of that, and then we've got a longer 5.5 rod that goes into there, and into the end of that we stick another one of those joint pieces like this. So now we're starting to get the mechanism for the motor, so again slide this in as much as I can, there's a red pin or other axle at the bottom here that goes in. This then aligns to this L shaped here, and we'll stick a 3-length axle through there. This of course is quite tricky to show you, but that's now in position over here. We'll see if the wide help you to see this rather than the zoomed one. Just angle this down a bit. Maybe, maybe not. So we've just added a rod piece through down here. Then we're going to get a 10-length black rod here. We're going to stick a connector, a white one, into either ends of that. That's going to stick into the ends of the yellow rod that we've just done to come across to here. Next up in zoom mode, got some more building to do here, so we get one of these circle pieces here with pins either ends, and we've got some corner connectors. Just connect those in either ends to make a shape like that. In one end we're going to put a 3-length axle, in the other a 2-length axle, like this, and then we've got some of these pieces. We're going to stick 2 of these together, so just push that all the way down on there. Then we're going to push another one all the way down as well. So those are pushed together there, and then where this rod is still sticking out, we're going to stick another one of these connectors vertically up like that. So we've got a hole there. Then we get another one of those, and this time we'll stick a Technic pin cross section with a double pin at the other ends. That's going to go through the tops of these triangle pieces, and then we'll stick a normal black Technic pin into the hole underneath as well. So we've got 2 pins sticking out there. Then we flip this over like this, I think, and then we're going to stick a Technic pin with a ball joint piece in the end there, then a regular Technic pin in this corner, hopefully, and another Technic pin in this corner. We've got 2 pins there and a ball joint sticking out the top. While we're still on this side, we stick a 5-length lift arm and stick that over these Technic pins that we just stuck in. Then we're going to get a 9-length rod, actually, not a pin, axle piece. That's going to feed through the middle here, but in the middle of that we're actually going to stick one of these black cog pieces. So I just need to line that up, push the rod through like that, so you can see the cog moves there. Put that to the side. You get one of these 3-length pieces. We'll stick a Technic pin into the middle, and then we'll stick another one, same piece on top. Then we get a long 8-length dark bluish grey pin, stick that all the way through the end hole there, and then we get a smallish cog pushed through onto that. Then we get another 5.5 length rod, push that through the other ends of the holes, stick the same sized cog through to that, so these 2 cogs are meeting, so when you rotate one the other one moves. We'll then stick one of these arm pieces through the centre circle and the end circle, and on the end of that we'll also stick another tenic pin with a ball joint into the last hole. While they're in position, we stick another one of these white stopper pieces to keep it in place, one on there, one on the larger pin, so all the way down. Then we get a tyre and a wheel, stick the tyre into the wheel, that connects onto this part of the pin that's sticking out there, like this. So if we move the wheel, cogs turn and then all the rods are turning. Bring that back into what we've already built, and this goes through like this, I believe. And to keep it in place, we'll stick another white stopper on the end of this pin here. So this is all connected together now, and this goes into wide mode. We're going to take this piece that we built, we're going to thread that through this L shape we stuck in a minute ago, and it's going to connect into this other connector, which is turning those other parts that we've already put in place. Of course, it's a little tricky. There is actually some tenic pins there as well it needs to connect into. So that can move side to side there, you can see now, and this all turns. You can see the chain, I don't know if you can see, but the chain is moving up and down as I sort of just twiddle those rod pieces. So now we're going to build some track. Let's go zoom. And I build some track now because it's got to cover up some of this mechanism, I think. It acts as a brake for the roller coaster too. So we start with a 2x14 plate. We're going to stick two of these 1x2 with the loops into the bottom here next to each other. Then we'll stick another plate, identical plate, into the bottom, so we have a 4-stud overlap at the ends. On the 4-stud overlap we get a 2x2 curved tile. We'll then stick a grill piece, a 2x4 yellow tile, another grill piece, another 2x4 tile, and another grill piece. So it goes in there. We then have some more loop pieces downward facing. They go onto the 2 studs that are left at the end, and onto that we're going to attach our straight piece of track. So 2 studs from the end, just connect that over the top like this. Onto these 2 studs we're going to stick a 1x2 grill piece, just like that, and then put that to the side a moment. Get a 2x4 tenic brick with the holes in the middle. Then we've got a 1x2 with the upward loop pieces. They're going to go either ends, just like that. Cover those studs on top of those with some 1x1 grey bluish tiles, like this. Then into the loops here we're going to stick the larger tenic pins here and here, not all the way through. If we then bring back in our track piece with these loops lined up here with these pins, we push the pins through on each side. So now this is kind of a hinged piece together. Put that to the side again. We'll get another 2x4 with the holes in the middle. This time we'll stick a 2x4 plate into the top. We'll stick upward facing loop pieces either end again, and a 1x2 plate in the middle. Then on top of that we'll stick 1x2 45 degree sloped bricks on either side. So we got this slope going on, and again in these loops we'll just stick the larger Tenic pins in, not all the way through, part way through. Okay, the other end of our track where we've got more loops into the bottom of that, and then just slot that in, hopefully push those pins all the way through, so that's hinged at the other end as well, so you can do a bit of a slope if you want to here. And then this attaches, we're going to the wide one. And what we do first though is we just, because these are Tenic bricks, we just stick this full length red rod into each end, and with that in place we can stick that into these two columns there. So there's a slight slope you can see on here now, so this will slope down into the lift. Once the roller coaster comes around, it hits this as a brake, I'm guessing, and it'll be able to go into the lift at a reasonable speed. This is also where the boarding area is going to be as well. So while we're here, we're going to add a bit more track as well now. So this piece just comes onto the end here and onto this piece over here. So now we've got the final curved bit of track. We'll stick a 2x2 blue tile interconnected there. This one just has a grill piece. Because of the slope, you can't put a 2x2 tile in there, so just use some grill pieces there. So that's that bit of the track. Now we're going to start to build another mechanism. So let's get into zoom mode again. This time we start with this azure coloured piece here, and we're going to stick longer length Tenic pins into each corner of this frame here, like that. Then into the bottom here we're going to do a 13 length, 13 length lift arm piece, goes into the bottom of the Tenic there, same on the other side. Then into these arms here we're going to stick some more Tenic pins, the longer ones, so shorter end goes in first into each end. Then we miss a hole out, put another 2 in on each side. And we've done that. On the side here we're going to stick some regular Tenic pins in, 2 on each side, 2 there, 2 there. Put that to the side. Put one of these pieces here. Thread this pin all the way through there. Same on this side. So we've got something like that, and then we're going to add 3 more of these dark bluish grey pieces all the way through each side. 1, 2, and where's the last one? There it is on the side. 3. Then through the middle of that we're going to stick a larger Tenic pin, goes all the way through. On this side we've got one of these wheel type pieces here that just connects into the Tenic pins, and in the middle of that we stick a 3 length axle piece. That then comes through here, and the axle goes through the centre hole of that grid piece there. Put that to the side a moment. We then get a H shaped piece, stick 2 Tenic pins into the centre top piece here, like that. Then on its side we're going to feed this down the blue Tenic pins we've already stuck into position, hopefully. And we'll push that all the way down. Push that into position there, so it looks like this. Meanwhile, we take two 13 length pieces again and put them all the way down these 10 pins on both sides here, just like that. Let's put that to the side. So with one of these bracket pieces here, into the studs here we're going to stick a 1x1 brick in blue and an inverted 1x3 sloped piece. Stick a 1x2 plate over both of those, and then we stick another one of these bracket pieces into that. Then we get a 1x6 10-inch brick, stick it in there, stick another 1x2 plate on top, and then we've got another sloped 1x3 blue piece that goes on there, and another 1x1 goes next to it. Then we stick another one of these bracket pieces on, and this time we use a double cheese wedge into the end there just to give us that sloped end. We also stick a 1x4 tile up the top here as well, just to smooth that off. We'll get a 1x6 plate and we'll just stick these bracket pieces into that plate, and somewhere I missed the 3-length rod going into there, and then onto here. Where we've got these two 10-inch pins here, we just connect that into that 10-inch brick like this to form a stand on one side. So now we'll probably make the stand on the other side in a moment. This is going to be the handle, I think, that actually cranks the mechanism. So there we've got a little arm here that we use to crank, was it called crank arm? Crankshaft, can't remember. Stick a pin through that, 5-length pin. Onto the handle we'll stick a 10-inch cylinder, so we've got something to grip to spin around like this. Then we'll get this disc here, and like on the other sets, we've got a sticker to stick on here which shows you the direction of the arrows. So let's pull that sticker off. Stick that into the middle there. That'll go feeding on there, so the handle looks like this. Oh, and there's a little stopper piece as well that goes on the end of that to stop the disc from sliding off. We'll then, what am I missing there? Feed that through middle piece here, but while we're in the middle piece, it needs to come through this third hole here. We need to stick a connector into that as well. So as we feed that through, let's just push it into a connector. So there's our handle. It's going to push the mechanism around. While we're in here, we do get a big huge wheel here, and we line that up to that connector piece that we just threaded through the middle, and then we stick a 5-length axle piece through the other end. So push that all the way through so it's in the connector. So now you can see when we move that handle, that big giant black gear moves as well, like that. Then we're going to do the other stand, if you like. So another one of these bracket pieces, stick a 1x1 into the ends, and we've got our inverted 1x3 triangle piece, stick a 1x2 on top plate. Then we'll stick another one of these bracket pieces, stick our 1x6 10-inch brick, and another 1x2 plate onto the bottom there. Then we've got our 1x1 and our 1x3 sloped brick. Got another bracket piece got double cheese wedge then. Stick our 1x4 on top there, and a 2x6 goes into the bottom. There's our other stand coming together. Let's bring in the other side, and then we can just push that into the tenting pins, and we've got a bit of a rod sticking through there. That's our stand there. Into that rod we're going to stick this sand green connector piece as well, so it's added in. What I haven't seen is there's this little, oh look, why do I miss these things? I feel like I missed a whole step out suddenly here. Just realised there is actually a tanned piece cog that needs to go into the bottom of a 3 length. Comes in there, so that needs to hit the black cog here. Not a disaster. We're okay. So just had to add in that little tan cog there which I missed. So now we'll remove our handle. You can see that piece spins through there as well, so I can operate the lift, I guess. So that's the end, I think, of our bag here. We now need to stick this into our roller coaster, and I think it comes around the back area here. So there's a little red rod down here where we need to connect this in to help operate it, which I've done now. Then I can push this, hopefully, down into position. So just to give you a little demo. So now if I turn this handle on the side, you can see the lift starts to go up. Counterweight comes down the other side. Like that. And that falls down again like that. So that's how it works manually. So working in the right direction. Now we're going to go into our last bag. 3 more minifigures to come out of this bag, including the train operator, or the roller coaster operator, should I say. Plus we've got 4 last pieces of track to add in. Of course, we still haven't done the part where the riders board the roller coaster yet, so we'll be doing that in this section too. So last bag then. And then we'll do the motor as well, of course. So first up, let's make the minifigures. See if I can find all the relevant torsos. So torso wise for the train or the roller coaster operator, we've got the standard kind of Lego land yellow top employee kind of look. Just trying to pick all the legs, heads, hairs out. So here's the Lego land head here. Got a little, I don't know if it's a hearing aid or whether it's a Bluetooth headset. You can see the Legos printed on the back as well. Leg wise, she's got blue legs, of course, and then she's got neatly sort of ponytail going on there. So that's the roller coaster operator. Next up we have a sand green legged lady. She's got a bag satchel around her back. She has quite a large grin on her face, and she's got almost an Amy Winehouse beehive type hairdo going on there. And our final minifigure is this red-headed lady. Bit of a punk there, and she's also got light blue legs. She's in denim, I think, double denim. She's got a red t-shirt on underneath there as well. So that's our last minifigure. So they're all in position. Next up we need to make some mechanisms that the platform will actually sit on for people to get onto the coaster. So we start with a 2x6 brick, and we'll stick a 2x6 plate on top, and then we'll stick another 2x6 brick on top of that. In the middle we're going to stick a 2x2 round brick, and onto that a 2x2 brick with a Technic pin moulded in it. And either side of that we've got some arch pieces in blue. Got 4 of these, 2 on each side. And then across that middle piece then we're going to stick another 2x6 hopefully, if I can fill it all in, just to secure it up. With that in position then at the front, we're going to get some 1x2s with upward facing loops, facing away from each other, these loops. And then between that we're going to stick some grill pieces in light bluish grey, so one between the 2 loops and then one either side of them, just like that. With that in position, that's going to go to the wire there. That's going to go over here where we've got some red Technic plates already in position, and that just pushes into position there, ready to take it up. So we'll build the same again for the other side. So 2x6 brick. Plate goes on, another 2x6 brick on top of that. This time we don't have the 2x2 round in the middle or anything like that, so we just go straight for these arch pieces and that go outwards, 2 on each side. Like that. We'll then do another 2x6 in the middle just to connect the 2 together. And then on the top again we've got the 1x2 loops. Let's go in the middle facing away from each other. And we've got the grill pieces again. One in the middle and then one flanking the loop. So it looks like this. Go back in. and then sticks over here, which is where the other red jumper tiles are. So we've got a stand here and a stand there now. Ready to go, and now we're going to actually construct the boarding area where it's going to go on top. So we'll go to zoom mode. One thing to stick on, so we'll start with one of these Tenic squares. We're going to stick 4 Tenic pins in, one into sort of each corner, facing out. That will look like this, and then we're just simply going to add one to each, one more of these frames to each side. It's going to be our basis for our platform. Then with that in place, we're going to add 6 more Tenic pins. So we add one at the ends, one in the middle, another one at the ends, and we repeat the same process on the other side. Just like that. And then we get a 15 length lift arm, and just add that one of those on each side. Like this. Then we actually get a 4 by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Stick that across the middle, like so. And we add 4 more in either side, so 2 each side. This gives us the floor for our platform. There's our floor all ready to go. That's what it looks like on the bottom. In fact, we'll flip it over at this point, and into the bottom, in each corner, we're going to stick a 2 by 2 sloped inverted piece. Into each corner. Like this, and if we flip it over, now we can sort of put some detail on the top. So, first up, we're going to put a yellow line right across the front. So we've got these 1 by 4 like orange tiles. Just right across like that. Then we've got the longer azure colour plates, just go either side as well, leaving a 1 stud gap at the front. Then we get a couple of 1 by 2 plates, stick 2 of those together just here at the front, same on the other side. Then we're going to add some white tiles, so there's a 1 by 2 white tile there. Then there is a 1 by 1, another 1 by 1 down here, 1 by 2 there, same pattern on the other side. We'll start to tile that up. Then we've got little barriers, so these little white barriers here, seem a little nostalgic actually. I think I've used these as bicycle fences in my city before, so you can tie your bike up. But I've used them in grey colour, light bluish grey. So they've got 2 either side here, and then of course we need to form queues in the middle. So we do stick these. I'll get the position of these about right. And we've got 1 more. there, forming the queues up to get onto the ride. And at the back we use these larger 2x2 larger slope pieces. One goes on the ends, each end. And in the middle we get a 1x2 and a handle piece like this. And that goes on, one goes on there, one goes on the other side. Then you stick another of these 2x2 slope pieces like this. Then we get a white bracket piece here. We're going to stick a 1x2 ball joint piece facing upwards. Cover that with a white tile as well, like this. That's going to go onto. I lined up with that incorrectly. Oh, did do this slightly the wrong way round. This bit wasn't quite mirrored, but I have figured my mistake. Just had too many plates on that side, so we just stick that on the end there, facing upwards. As a Formula 1 car goes past. Then we get a 1x3 plates in white. And on the end we're going to stick a 1x1 with a stud on the end. Then a 1x2 plate next to that. And we have another one of these white bracket pieces, hopefully somewhere. There it is. Then it goes downwards like this. Cover that up with a 1x3 tile. How did I miss? After we stick another ball joint on to there. Go on sideways. And what we're going to do onto here is stick a 1x1 round grey brick like this, or plate. And we're actually going to get the control console to control the roller coaster. So we get a normal 2x2 tile in blue, and we've got a little control panel sticker here. Just going to stick that on. A nice big red stop button on there as well. And then we've got one of those angle pieces there. That's going to go into the 1x1 round piece. So we've got a screen sitting on top there, and that's going to stick onto this 2x2 over there like that. So there's a control pad where our operator can stand. That's standard there already. So you can see there she is operating the roller coaster. Now we're going to stick the barriers that go across to stop people running onto the roller coaster or onto the track. So we get a 1x2 plate. We're going to stick a 1x2 brick. We then stick a 1x1 with a clip on it and a normal 1x1 plate next to it, and then we put a normal white tile on top of that. So it's going to act as our barrier, and then our gate is going to be the 1x1 actually, with a stud on, with the handles either side, and on that stud we're just going to stick a 1x1 tile. So we've got to make 3 of these little barriers. So let's make another one. That goes on there, and one more. One by one with a clip, 1x1 plates. last barrier, and then we stick these all across the front. So you can see there's the barriers all in place now. So now I can go running onto the track. So then we put that to the side a moment, and we get a 1x6 plate in blue. We're going to stick that to a corner 1x2 yellow plate. Then the other end we stick a 1x2 plate into the bottom, and then we're going to get a roller coaster track piece, downward sloping one. Add that in over here. Stick a 1x1 brick in there and a 1x2 plate into the top, just like that. Then we stick another corner plate on top of that, and then we've got one of these orange curved pieces that just come off the end like this. Then we get a 1x2 engraved with the studs on the side. Stick that into a 1x2 plate. Then we'll stick our grill piece into the top, and a 1x2 plate, and we're going to stick a 2x2 tile into that. And this time we've got another sticker to stick on. Sticker 3, which is like the photo of the lady having a good time. It's going to be an upside down photo. She's on the loop. This is where the photos will come in. That sticks in the gap there. Then bringing in our platform here at the back. This is going to stick across the back here. It's acting as our roof now. We've got these roller coaster tracks acting as the roof. We have an arch going on, and on the inside you can see just about as the photo screens at the back as you get off the ride. So you can see the photo that's been took when you're upside down on the loop. So there's the first part of the roof. We're going to repeat this now, I think, for the other sections of the roof. So we start with a corner plate, 1x6 onto that. And we've got a 1x2 underneath. Comes our coaster track piece. Quite clever to use the roller coaster track to make the roof. Then we stick a 1x2 plate in the top. Have another corner plate on top of that, secure it into position. And this time we have another arch piece to go on the end like this. We get another 1x2, 2x2 with the 2 studs, and a grill piece goes on top. We stick a 1x2 plate on, and again we stick another tile with another photo, photo 4, which is somebody losing their hot dog, even though you're not supposed to have hot dogs on the rides. It's going upside down on the loop. So going upside down on the loop there, it goes into the middle on the track there, so we can see it on the inside. So that will go on the other side. See, there's a nice archway forming here where the guests come up, and then our roof is starting to take shape at the front. This time we start with a corner plate and we get a 1x4 grey plate. Stick that right across, and another corner goes into the bottom there. And we have a swervy bit of track. So I don't have a swervy bit of track. Yes, I do. One included in it. Wasn't in the extra bit. So we've got this swervy piece of track this time, and we'll stick our corner plates on top again, and we've got an upward facing bracket on the ends, and we've got some downward facing brackets then either side of that here. Then stick a 2x4 tile on the front and 2x3 grey tile at the back, like this. That's just going to go in the middle of our arch that we've started to. Helps if you put the piece on the right way round, got it going downwards rather than upwards. Sword whatever. Yeah, fixing that. So then this just connects into the arch here. So now the arch has got opportunity to put a sign on it here, and you can see that the roof is still intact. We'll get a 1x2 navy brick and a 2x2 with the studs on the side. We'll stick a plate on those studs on the side and a grill piece on top again. Do another screen for your photos, so we get a 2x2 tile. This time we have got a picture of a lady holding a teddy bear. Oh no, it's a squirrel. Again, all the things you're not supposed to take on a roller coaster seem to be photographed on them. That we just stick straight into our roller coaster piece here, and then that just sticks into the end piece over there. Then our final part of the roof, same process again really, 1x2, another 1x2 with the studs on the side. Stick a plate on the front, grill on the top, another 2x2 tile, and our final sticker. Just is showing it's where you can get photos from. So we got our last piece of roller coaster track in for the roof. Stick that into the bottom there, and then it's going to stick onto the end piece like this. So this is kind of how our roof is looking here. I'm going to add some more detail to this now. So we get a 1x12, I'm going to stick a 1x2 with a ball joint into that. Then we stick a 1x4, then a 1x8 in white, and another 1x12 there, or 10 sorry, with blue. We have another 1x4 and another 1x2 with a ball joint connection going on the ends. So we end up with something like this. We're then going to cover it with more 1x10 in blue, and that's the top bit. And now put that to the side a moment, and we'll build the side bits, which we need to build 2 of these. So we start with a 1x8. We'll stick either end the ball joint female part, and the 1x4 plate goes in the middle. Just going to repeat that again. So the ball joint goes in there, 1x4 in the middle, and then we're going to stick some transparent 1x1 rounds. So it's a mixture of light blue and orange. There's one. Same pattern for the other side. Then we pop that into the ball joint piece like this. So the studs are on that side, lights are on the other side. And if we bring back in our platform here, first things first is we need to connect these into the ball joints we've already stuck into our area. And then we raise it up and then tilt the top piece and actually stick the top piece into the roller coaster track ends. Like this. So now you can see we've got an angled light column here, and then these connect into the ends of the roller coaster. Then to cover up this kind of coloration here, we're going to stick 5 downward facing double bracket pieces. One more. Into those we stick 5 of these 1x2 azure coloured plates first. So let's stick those in first. One's hiding under the instruction manual, but I found it. So now we've got 5 of those. Bring this back in. We're just going to stick these in onto the tops of the roller coaster studs we've got there. Make a really cool railway train station roof out of these roller coaster tracks, actually, like a skylight kind of one. So now we've covered the front with those brackets. Now we're then going to cover this up with these double jumper tiles. So we've got 4 of these that run across the middle. And then we've got just 2 2x2 ones to go either end. And one here. So that's all covered up now. And then to give us a pattern onto the front here, we stick these one by ones and these 1x4s across the front. Keeps our coloration going. So that's all across the front, which looks cool. And then now to cover up the roof, because obviously you want some shelter here in the sun, we've got these flag pieces, and so we're going to clip these into all of these cross track areas like this. So 4 on each, and then we just push them all the way down like that, and that forms the roof, which is another cool technique. Again, you could really use this for some railway designs. Maybe I'll steal this technique for a light railway that I want to put into Bricktown. Do a little station like that. So 4 of these flag pieces just get for each area. Don't worry about these gaps at the top either, because they're going to get covered up in a moment with some tiles. And our final row here. Missing one. There it is. 4 in there. Push all that all the way down. So that's the most of the roof covered now. So you can kind of see it. And then we cover up these gaps at the top, and we're going to add some 2x3 tiles onto the bracket studs that are sticking at the top. So it just covers up that last gap in the roof. So you can see the roof from the back entranceway, what it kind of looks like here at the bottom. It's pretty good. Now that's ready to put into position onto the roller coaster. So let's go to the wider angle here. So now we've got this. This is going to just hopefully it just rests in position, so it doesn't clip, so you can remove it. But you can push it down then on each corner. So that's now firmly in position, ready to serve the first customers. But we're not done yet, we've got some more construction to do. So let's go back to zoom mode. Start with 2 of these and a 10-inch pin with a cross connection, and we'll just push those 2 on the end like this. Then we put another 10-inch pin with a long end this time, and then just 2 standard black 10-inch pins. Hopefully, in there. Another one in there. Then we get one of these 1x3 pieces, just push that onto the ends, stick another 10-inch pin into the hole over the ends. Then we'll stick another lift arm here with the holes on the top this time as well. Into that hole at the top in the middle we'll stick a 10-inch pin with a cross connector, and then we'll stick a sort of a stopper piece on top of that. Then got one of these pieces here, and we'll push a 2-length axle part way in, line that up with the end of that, and push that all the way through. So that's firmly in position there on the ends. Meanwhile, we get one of these pieces here, and we're going to stick 2 3-length axles into each of those. And we'll stick another one of those red pieces then down there. Then one of these pieces slides down one side. One of these Dr. Robotnik feet pieces goes down the other side, another one goes the opposite way. Form this kind of lever piece here. That then connects. Oh, just a stopper piece as well. I missed something. Another red stopper. Whoa! Oh no! It's gone behind the lift. The other stopper piece just goes on there, and then we stick that into these 2 10-inch pins down the bottom there. So that's that, and that bit connects in the 3rd hole. Down here. So just added, I'm going to widen into here, this lever arm piece here, so if you lift the lift up, it's gone into here. Not sure what it does yet, but we'll find out. While we're here, we're going to add the smallest piece of track, so it's a new piece here that's going to go on top of that, just to give us the gap there, and to connect it we'll use a 2x2 tile. So it's connected to the rest of the track. Then we have an elastic band. I feel like I meant to connect one earlier, but I didn't, so we'll find out whether I've messed up there. We'll stick in one of these larger grey pins. That's going to go above there. Don't know why you don't have this in earlier. So that's in position there. Then we're going to build a palm tree. Where's in this box? I feel like I meant to stick an elastic band in earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip back, because there was a box in a previous bag with an elastic band in it, and I think I missed putting it in somewhere, and no one told me. So let's just check. Maybe it's spare, maybe it's not. resin. I did miss an elastic band, luckily it was just on this tyre piece earlier. Cool, so I think I've found that. Still not very tight, but let's go with it. And now we're going to build a palm tree, so go to zoom. So the palm tree is going to be made up of these round cylinder pieces. So stick a tenic pin in, cylinder piece, we've got 3 of these to stick in, tenic pin, cylinder, tenic pin, cylinder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. Tenic pin and cylinder. Then we're going to stick a tusk into the top, give it a curved look, stick a rod piece into that. Then we'll get one of these 4 clipped pieces and we'll stick a tenic pin in with a stud on the top. That then feeds onto this rod. Then we get 4 palm tree leaves and we get 4 of these 1x2s with handles on. Stick them to the 4 palm tree leaves. Bosh, bosh, bosh. These clip in then to that 4 clip piece all the way around there. Then our final leaf, we're going to get 2 1x1 rounds with the holes in the middle, stick that into the bottom here and then stick that into the rod standing out. So there's our palm tree. That sticks. There's a tenic pin. I'm going to widen those, you can see. This tenic pin goes into, just goes around there. So you've got a palm tree as you come around the corner there. Also realised that I have made a boo-boo. Man, I'm making boo-boos today. Apologies, people. We are supposed to add another row of these 1x8s onto these struts and put the lights on top of those. I mean, I'm not too bothered by it, but it probably would look better if I did do it. I feel like this is going to be one of those things I wish I never did. Let's just take these off quick, and then once we've done this, we are good to make it work. So I just missed these 1x8s earlier in white. It does just make those transparent pieces show up a bit better, so it's probably worth doing, to be honest, even though I missed it earlier. Back in. Same on this one. Then we're done. Well, I say we're done. We've got to put the roller coaster in and the people, and then we've got to put the motor in. We'll see whether the motor does any good. Right, that's that fixed. Excellent. So move these spare parts out of the way, And let's try it manually first, shall we, to see what it looks like before we motorise it. So we've got the cart here. Who should we put in? I'll put in same people they've got in the picture. So we've got Mr. Elvis sitting in the back. Their arms up. We've got the blue-haired lady in the second seat, second cart, and we've got the gamer guy with his sort of gamer t-shirt on at the front. Stick their arms up. So, see if you can see this a bit better. So we'll pass this into, take it that slides onto there, and then we twist the handle, and you can see that I'll show it to you like this first. And that's interesting because the coaster didn't come off the top. Need to not move off the top when it got to the top. Let's try that again. So, spin, spin, spin. What you can't see is it's got to the top and then it stops because it's not quite level. And there it is, and then he stops there. And then you keep rolling this, and then the lift comes back down again. So let's motorise it and see if it works any better. So as I said, to motorise it, I'll just do zoom a second. Motorise it, we have got, maybe again, we've got these two items here. This power up motor here, which I think is the extra large, might be wrong, might be large. We've got that one there. And then we've got our power function here. Take 6 AA batteries, which I have. I even brought a screwdriver up because I thought we might need to unscrew it to put the batteries in. Cool, so stick the batteries in and we'll see how this goes. show you different viewpoints of it working. So if you don't see the loop or the drop, I'll show you all the different things you can see it. It's obviously difficult to get it all into view for me because of the size, but hopefully I'll give you an idea of how it operates. So we've got 6 of those in. Stick those back in. Screw it back up again. I think it looks like you just hang the battery pack to the side of this, which is a shame because on the other ones the battery pack kind of attached to the base plate. So but this one just seems to rest next to it, but maybe there's a place you can connect it properly. In the picture here it just doesn't show that. Make sure this is all tightened up. It's done. It's done. It's done. That's done. So we should be good to go there. It's just going to plug the motor in. It goes in like that. See if it works first. Oh, these are power up app. I've got the power up app. Let's see if the power up app works. I didn't check beforehand, of course. I did it with the power up app. How do you do this then? So we'll stick that into It's the first time I've used the power up battery pack. How do we use it? How do we power it on? Oh, that's just the warning. What am I missing? So I've turned it on. How do we turn it on? We have to do the crate. And is this working? Take it. You can do it without coding, right? Why am I being stupid? Nope, I don't want to create, I want to play. What am I missing, people? What am I missing? I think I've never actually used one of these before. Can I just work? Am I being silly? Am I being silly? There's a thing on there, is there? That goes into there. Definitely connected correctly. But how do you turn it on? Well, if I can't turn it on, then we're not going to see it moving in motorized. Maybe I'll do a quick short of it moving instead. Let's do that. So instead of doing this again and fiddling around with it forever and a day, he says that as he just smashes it to bits. Let me just do another kind of operating, and hopefully this time you can see a bit more of it going around the loops if it works. See if it, there you go, the roller coaster went up this time. Bosh, there you go. So that's it in operation mode. And then just keep winding this, and then it makes its way back down again, which is cool. Let me just go back in again. Let's do another one. And it's off again. There we are. So that's the loop finally in operation. Well, as I said, I'll motorise it, and I'll put a YouTube live up, or short as they say, so you can see it actually operating with the motor on, and then I'll be able to actually move the camera around so you actually see it all working properly rather than bits of it as you can on this screen. If you enjoyed the stream, do hit that like button as it helps others sort of see it. Hopefully you enjoyed this build, even though the awkward camera angles that we've had. I've tried my best to try to fit it in, but our next couple of streams will be a lot smaller, so they'll be much easier to see on the camera. As I said, we've got Optimus Prime coming up, not next weekend because we're taking a weekend off, but the following weekend we're back with Optimus Prime, so we'll build that. In between now and Optimus Prime, I'm going to put a poll in the community tab, so check that out, and you can vote on what we start to build after that, and I'll adjust the schedule that we've currently got because there's some great sets coming out. As I said, I've got the retro bowling alley arriving today. I've got the Venetian buildings turning up as well on Monday, and hopefully we'll have the Lion Castle, the spaceship that's coming out for the 90th anniversary, and the Sanctum Sanctorum coming out as well. So all of those will be able to vote, and you'll be able to tell me which one you'd like to see us stream live. There'll be probably a couple of weeks we'll have the next instalment as well of the Bricktown build. Sorry for the delay on that, it's just there's postal strikes in the UK which are causing some delays from some of the bits that I need to get delivered from Bricklink. But we'll be getting that up and running and doing some parking spaces and some disabled bays. Then after that we'll be moving on to starting to decorate the actual streets. We'll be putting some street lights in, or the lamps, and then we'll be doing bins and things like that. So you'll start seeing some more detail coming into Bricktown. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe to the channel to find out when those videos are coming to hit on as well, so you can check them out. And whatever you're doing for the rest of this weekend, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you not next weekend but the weekend after at 2 p.m. on Sunday, British summertime. So stay safe and I'll see you then.